Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to Zach's Week of Work Sharp. This is day one, and I wanted to go over one of my favorite ones. It's the guided field sharpener. Now, over the next week, you're going to see some really cool tools from Work Sharp. Now, they offer stuff from power belt-driven ones all the way down to ones that'll fit inside your pocket and just really give you a quick edge. This one to me has the most versatility. You can do so many different things with it, and sometimes repair knives with it. But it's made to maintain and restore your edge. So let's get into it a little bit. This is the one I had to show off because this is the Benchmade version, but it's from Work Sharp Knife and Tool. They go over all the stuff on the packaging, kind of what it includes. On the back, you get just a little bit more about it, but they also include a user guide inside. And we'll show you that here in a little bit. So we'll put this one off to the side. You guys have seen, I've purchased so many of those. I've given them away. I believe in these. So these to me are something that's kind of a priority to have when you're going to go hunting, fishing, camping. You're going to go to work. You're in your vehicle. I have a couple of these around. This is the second one I've used this year. The other one I wore out. As you can see, this one on the ceramic rod's been using this one. Now, I've learned a little tip. A little bit of alcohol on a white Mr. Clean little tab will take a lot of that off. But anyways, pro tip or life hack, either way. But this is the Benchmade version. Let's get into this one a little bit. Let's do a walk around. Let's talk about this stuff. Now, this is a 5-stage sharpening system. It's the first one that came out with it. Work Sharp was. So this is made to restore and maintain your knife, arrowhead, fishing hook, your axe, pretty much whatever you're going to have on your adventure. Let's talk about the ceramic rods first. So you have basically a 3-way selector over here. You have coarse, F for fine, and this one's a fish hook actually. So you're looking at your coarse one right here, and we'll show some of the details, and you can see all those lines in there. And that's really going to take off some material when you're on this one. And if you have some nicks or some heavy scratches or something like that on your edge, this would be a good place to start. But if you're just going to want to do some maintenance and bring it back, then you want to start on the fine rod. And you might be able to get away with just doing that one and bringing that back. And this is smooth. It is a ceramic rod. Perfect. Now, they do have a ceramic rod up here, a really small one. And you may ask yourself, like, what's that for? I've seen some people use it for some bigger fish hooks, but it's made for serrations. So you have those big areas of serrations, you can put it right on there. See if we can get it on camera a little bit. You can basically drop it right into that area there, and you can just start working it. And then you go to the next big area, and you're going to work that big area. And the cool part is, once you get it to the point, you can run your finger the opposite direction, and you'll feel a little bit of that burr on the backside that's raised up, and then you can just kind of swipe it across the back, and it's going to knock off that burr. And then you're left with your super razor sharp serrations that you just touched up. So that's kind of cool that they offer that as well. Now, let's get into the actual guided part of this. You can see how this stands up a little bit. It's also got a leather strop on here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's got a 20 degree angle guide on each side, top and bottom. Now these guides are like a kind of a rubberized material, which actually works very cool for a couple ways. One, you can set it on a table and it's not going to move too much. Also, you have like a finger and thumb hole here, so you can hold this while you're going to do your sharpening. Makes it very comfortable, and you can kind of go from there. Now, one of the things I also want to tell you about is Lanyard Fans. You can rejoice because they thought of you. They thought, man, I think a Lanyard fan may want to put this around their neck, tie it to their gear, make something cool and flashy with it. So they thought of you. It's here. But it's actually really useful because, especially with any of your gear, everybody wants to carry it a different way. This might be something that you can kind of lash even to a pack of, some of your tools and stakes and those things. So very, very cool if they do this. Now, you have your guide, but you have 2 diamond plates here. And on the diamond plates, each one is 4 inches long, 1 inch wide, Now the one that on this version, the one that has Benchmade is actually a coarse grit. It's 220 coarse grit, and it's basically for repairing an edge or kind of shaping. So maybe you blunted your tip, or you did something where you have maybe some heavy stuff for getting into some metal, something like that. Then you would start on the 220. But if you're just going to want to bring your edge back, then start on the other side on this one, which is actually a 600 grit. And this is really just for sharpening. So you would use your angle guide. I like it best to actually just hold it in this and rest it against a table or something like that I'm working with. And then you just lay your knife flat against the guide, and it puts it right at 20 degrees. And then you can just go, bring it through there, and you want to do about 3 to 5 passes per side. If it's a little duller, you can go a few more, and then go back the other direction. And what you're trying to do is form that burr. So on the side you're sharpening, and you always want to stop. If you saw that, you want to stop kind of in the 3/4, come across there about 3/4 of the way. You never want to go off the end, because then you're going to roll that tip a little bit. And by the time you get to the end of it, you're going to be like, oh man, I lost that. You got to go back and reshape it. Now with this one, you've been sharpening this side, so you're pushing that metal up this direction. So you're going to want to feel for a burr. And this one doesn't have a burr quite yet, so I'd probably do a couple more swipes of it just to get that burr going. And then you would come back to this side, use that same angle, as you can see right there, and then you'd go back through the same amount of times to keep it even. So if you did 5 times or something like that, you would just want to keep that even, keep that side going. And once you get that burr going the other direction, you would feel for it the same way. Then you would come back to your fine. So make sure it's on F. Your fine rod. Now this has the angle guides here as well. So how cool is that, right? So you can hold it this way. You can rest it against here. Lay it against your guide. And then you can just do your rod right here. And then same on this side. Now the cool part about this, you only want to do one pass per side, because you've already basically established that burr, and you just want to knock it off. Then to test it, I always do the test of the fingernail. I know some people do some other things, but you can look at it from the light and see, make sure you have no light reflection on the top. But I always do the fingernail test, so I just literally gently, in several different places, I'll rest it against my fingernail, and if it grabs it and doesn't slide off, then it's sharp. So if it was going to slide off, it would act like this. It would just slide right off, but in this direction. So if you have a dull knife, try that out. Don't do it very hard at all. Just literally let the weight of the knife rest on your thumb and just try to move it a little bit. It's not going to move. So that means you got your edge back. You're ready to go. It's super sharp. Then you can finish it off with a leather strop on this side. And basically you have the reverse guides right here. They work perfectly for you. So you would hold it in this direction, and you actually start over here. So you're going to put that knife right against that angle and that guide, and then bring it up to the strop and go back across. And then you go to the other side, do the same thing. So very cool. It's a very ingenious idea. So many people have used them. Please let me know in the comments if you have. Let me know if you've won one from me. I mean, I think I've given probably 15 to 20 of these away over the last year or two. So pretty cool overall. One of the nice parts is these plates, these diamond plates, are removable. Now they're held into place with a rare earth magnet. So be cautious if you got pacemakers, things like that. But here's your instructions. Now, if you master this, which is pretty easy to do, you can remove these instructions, or you can use these instructions as fire starter themselves and put some more storage in here. Maybe you're going to put a couple hooks, some line, maybe some, fire starter itself. So you almost have like a mini survival kit going as well. Or if you want to have anything else that you need for sharpening or your tools, you can. Now on this side, it's removable as well. And if you take them both off, you have everything you need right here to basically tighten your broadheads while you're bow hunting, or if you need to change them out, or the tips, things like that. So these tools are there for you. It's just it works great. It's totally genius. I love it. I love how these are rubber as well because they'll actually sit on a table and they won't move very well. You know, so you put that little bit of pressure on there while you're sharpening, you know, and you're good to go, you know. I don't want to do that side because that's the coarse side. It'll just ruin everything I did to get this one, right? So, anyways, this is the guided field sharpener from Work Sharp Knives. Let's get into a little bit of the prices. So the yellow and black one that they make is awesome. I need to buy some more of those. They're a few dollars cheaper. You can get them at the link below from Work Sharp. They're $34.95. Other knife retailers have them, probably in about the $30 range. Sometimes they'll go on sale, so look for those. Maybe they'll come up during the holiday season because they're great gifts, especially for hunters, people that are in the outdoors, or anybody that's just a knife lover needs to have one of these. You know, I'll put a link also down below to the one right here from Benchmade, or the Benchmade version that they make in blue and black here with the little Benchmade logo on the grit, the 220 grit plate, because some people like that, and I know I do. I spend the extra $5 for it. That's pretty cool. It retails at $40. Some knife retailers also sell this version, so look for that. It's covered under a limited lifetime warranty, so if any of this stuff breaks from normal use, they'll cover that. What they won't cover is like worn plates or the ceramic rods, or the strops. So they do offer a replacement kit on their website for about $14, I think. It'll give you the 2 new ceramic rods and a new strop. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of replace things yourself on it, rebuild it for about a little less than half price. So for me, that's the way to go. I like that. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. One of the cool parts is when you're all done, when everything's said and done, your knife, your tools, your axe, your hatchet, whatever's sharp, you flip these over. And obviously this one's labeled coarse, and you can read all the stuff on that. But you flip both of these back over. It's even got a little bit of instructions right here too, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool how those work. So, but now nothing in your pack, nothing in your pocket, nothing in your hunting gear, fishing gear is gonna get damaged from those diamond plates. So to me, that's totally awesome. So like I said, you have your coarse plate, which is 220. You have your fine plate, which is 600. And you have your instructions. You have all your broadhead tools in there that you need. To me, it's just a win. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for my week of Work Sharp, day 1. This is the guided field sharpener. You guys, do something kind for someone today. Have an awesome rest of your day. Most importantly, take care.